history teaches us anything, it's that Americans don't run from trouble. We run towards it.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. We love the internet. We have an internet show. We believe the internet has a lot of power. We have a lot of faith in the internet, and it's a place we like to hang out, quite frankly. We think you probably agree if you're watching this video. But did you know that you are literally remaking the landscape of American politics? Let me give you a humble man who worked at a furniture shop in a rural part of North Carolina. His name's Mark Robinson. This dude just went to his town council meeting and gave an impassioned speech about firearms.
These minorities and that minority, what I want to know is, when are you all going to start standing up for the majority? And here's who the majority is. I'm the majority. I'm a law-abiding citizen who's never shot anybody, never committed a serious crime, never committed a felony. I've never done anything like that. But it seems like every time we have one of these shootings, nobody wants to put the blame where it goes, which is at the shooter's feet. You want to put it at my feet. You want to turn around and restrict my right, constitutional right that's spelled out in black and white. You want to restrict my right to buy a firearm and protect myself from some of the very people you're talking about in here tonight.
Mark Robinson, of course, went on to viral fame with that speech. And now, it's one thing to have internet fame. It's a whole different thing to have literal electoral power over one of the fastest growing states in America. Mark Robinson won the North Carolina Republican gubernatorial nomination. MAGA loyalists who called Trump Martin Luther King on steroids. I love this guy. Advances in the battleground state. Robinson was first elected lieutenant governor in 2020 and has been on a fierce supporter of Donald Trump. Donald Trump won North Carolina. He's faced criticisms for offensive comments. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Let's go to some of his offensive comments. Here you go.
It's not a story of victimization. It's a story of victory. And we have attained that victory together as Americans. That is what we need to be celebrating in this country. And we need to celebrate it together as Americans of all stripes, because it was Americans of all stripes who made those victories possible. We don't need ideas like critical race theories creeping into the classroom that will do the exact opposite.
Mark Robinson saying that the story of America is a story of victory, and it looks like Mark Robinson is heading to victory. This recent poll shows Mark Robinson up 44 to 39 on the Democrat, Stein. Then another poll here shows Stein up by 2 points, but we'll see how that narrows inside of a heavy Trump state. Mark Robinson is a heavy favorite because Mark Robinson has been just a straight up baller on the trail. Mark Robinson, the current lieutenant governor, is going to be able to bring people out with messages like this.
Hear me when I say this, leftist politicians in Washington, D.C. We need to make as much of an investment protecting our children as the American people do in protecting you. You spare no expense buying every weapon known to man, buying every metal detector known to man, every modern convenience. You have it at your disposal to protect you behind the walls that you live in. But you are bound and determined to leave our children defenseless. And now you are bound and determined to leave the law-abiding patriotic citizens of this nation unarmed and defenseless. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, get your pencils out, lick them, and get ready to write this down. It is not going to happen. We are not going to go off into that good night without standing up for our rights. It's time for the law-abiding American patriot in this nation to stand up and say, hell no, we will not go, and you will not take them, and we will continue to stand strong for what we know is right. We will protect ourselves. We will protect our children. And we will protect the freedoms that God has given us and that has been enshrined in our Constitution.
Man, Mark Robinson is a phenomenon. This is why the left hates this man. You'll watch them try and smear this man. Look at him with his MAGA hat on last weekend. Donald Trump giving him the old kiss, the old smoocheroo. Donald Trump endorsing Mark Robinson. North Carolina is a very special state for Donald Trump, a state that Donald Trump won twice. It's where his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump's from, and Laura Trump's now in charge of the RNC, along with the head of the North Carolina Republican Party, who's also the chair of the RNC. So 2 North Carolinians now in charge of the RNC. So this is a very, very special state. There's a state that obviously is Trump is going to very much want to win and very much want a strong gubernatorial candidate pulling at the top of the ticket. And Mark Robinson has released, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very chilling ad that has resurfaced in my feed. This is an ad about his gubernatorial race and about his life story. It's something that we thought was really compelling, and since he is the man of the moment, we thought we'd resurface it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most powerful ad we've seen so far this cycle. Go.
There's some things in life you can't forget. For me, one of them is this tree in front of my childhood home. You see, I grew up poor here in Greensboro, the 9th of 10 children. We had no phone, no air conditioning, no car. What we did have was an alcoholic father who beat my mother. Despite all that, he was still my father, someone we counted on. When I was in the 5th grade, my father died. My mother had a choice: kick her feet up and live off the government or get a job. My mom took her 5th grade education and walked across the street and got a job at a university. She cleaned up after other people's children to provide for her own. She told me to dream. She told me with faith and hard work, I could achieve anything. She was so right.
History made in the Tar Heel State last night.
Who exactly is Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson?
I'm the majority. I do. I stand before you today as the first black lieutenant governor of North Carolina. Served in the military. I've worked in furniture plants. I've been a general manager for a restaurant chain. And I owned a small business with my wife. As a factory worker, I made good money. Until NAFTA hit. I lost my job not once, but twice. My wife and I faced these tough times as we worked to raise a young family with 2 wonderful children. Like so many of you, we know the gnawing feeling you get from worrying about money, how it keeps you up at night as your children sleep. I've lost my car, my home, and was forced into bankruptcy. Like you, I don't need a politician to tell me what to be worried about. It's obvious. We know the price of gas and groceries and childcare is outrageous. We know too many children can't read on a grade level, that they've been failed by an education bureaucracy that's leaving them unprepared for life once they graduate. And sadly, we know our teachers aren't respected and aren't treated or paid as the professionals that they are. We know that shuttered factories like the ones I've worked for have left scars all over the small towns of North Carolina. We also know that our police departments are struggling, that they can't fill their ranks because we are demonizing the men and women in blue. North Carolina doesn't need more slick politicians who use work boots and Carhartt jackets as props in TV ads. They're just pretending to be one of us. You see, it doesn't take an Ivy League education to understand the problems we're facing. What it takes is somebody with a backbone and a vision, who cares about serving instead of climbing the political ladder. I'm running for governor because we deserve to be represented by someone who's actually lived like us. Someone who wants to serve, not rule. I don't care about the zip code you live in, the size of your paycheck, whether you're black, white, straight, or gay. None of those things should determine your future or your child's future. No one should have to choose between paying for medicine or making a trip to the grocery store. And our streets should be safe, and so should our schools. These issues shouldn't be Republican or Democrat issues. They should be the issues that transcend the gridlock of our capital. History teaches us anything. It's that Americans don't run from trouble. We run towards it. Now it's our time to stand up and make history. so that kids who grew up in uncertainty like I did, that they have a chance to succeed, and that they know that they live in North Carolina, a state where anything is possible. Someday you and I will be gone, and I don't want my family to see a picture of me and wonder why I didn't fight for them. I want my children and grandchildren to know that I did everything I could. That's what I'm fighting for, and that's why I'm running for governor. Will you join me?
Dude, I just love that energy. I just love the energy of this dude. And I love his story because he's like an internet story. He's like a hero of the internet. Guy just went to a town council meeting, gave a speech, and then is going to become governor. That's like stuff of like the founding fathers. Makes you proud to be an American. That's exactly the way the system should work. People who care about their communities, getting elevated to speak on behalf of the people because they are the people. We love it. It's what we do every single day on this show, although I don't intend on running for office anytime soon. Like, share, subscribe. It's your boy, Benny. If you think I should run for office, we'll see. See ya.